Hey everyone, I'm Paul Pomerleau. This is my 2014 Victory Cross Country Tour. Today I'm going to be installing a trailer hitch. Let me show you which one I got. I have great respect for people who design and build their own products, such as the case with this hitch from Big D Custom Motorcycle Racks. This is the basic hitch system, complete with all the hardware needed to mount it onto your bike. The hitch comes in two pieces. He designed it this way because not only can you have a ball mount, but you can remove it and put in a luggage rack or even a flagpole carrier. So let me show you how I'm going to mount this on my bike. On this particular bike, underneath the rear fender, there's a mounting bracket. There is a 1/4 inch hole right here. The hitch uses a 3/8 inch hole, so I'm going to drill this hole to that size. Next, I'll put one of the bolts through the hole, put it through one of the holes of the hitch, put a washer and a nut, and loosely tighten it. Next, I'll use the right-hand hole of the hitch as a guide and drill 3/8 of an inch. Now I'll put the second bolt in and lightly tighten it down. And finally, I'll use the third hole at the bottom as a guide for the last bolt. Now I'll put in the last bolt and tighten them all down secure. There we go. Now we can take our ball mount, put your hitch pin through. You'll note that he even incorporated an anti-wobble pin, so we just tighten that down and then tighten down the jam nut to lock it in place. I picked up a new 1 7/8 inch ball because the bike deserves nothing less. This hitch has a downward force rating of 50 pounds. I weigh 250 pounds, and as you can see, it's plenty strong. And you'll also notice that once you remove the drawbar, there is absolutely no evidence that you have a hitch on your bike. And now we're going to be doing the wiring. For this, I'm going to remove the 2 side panels and the seat. I'm also going to be removing the trunk and the 2 saddlebags. You certainly don't need to do this. The only reason I am is to be able to get the camera and lighting in for you. I'm going to use a converter with a built-in isolator. This is going to keep the lights of the bike separate from the trailer. You can pick these up with the hitch, but I just happen to have one lying around. Now, I happen to have the ultimate seat, which the bottom is formed a little differently. I test fitted it, and I'm going to put it right about here. And I'm also going to take my wiring and go underneath this crossover bracket. This cable right here is the main lighting wire harness. And although you can tap into it anywhere, I'm going to pick this area here because it's longer and easier to get at than this little area. I'm simply going to open up the sheathing. I'm going to pull out the wiring. I'm going to remove the electrical tape that's wrapped around it, and we can splice into the wires here. The Isolator has its own power and ground wire, so it can operate independently. And then the 4 independent light wires. And finally the ground wire. The small red wire on the Isolator is for the brakes. The white wire with the pink stripe on the harness is for the brakes. There happens to be 2 of them in this bike. They're both active brake lines. Pick the one you want to use. I'm going to use these blue taps. You can use whatever you like. but I happen to have these things lying around. When I install these, I'm going to stagger them around so it doesn't have a big bulk of them in one area. I'll put a complete list of the wire colors in the description box below. The brown wire from your isolator is for your running lights. It goes to your dark green wire with a pink stripe. The yellow wire from the isolator is for your left turn signal, and it goes to the dark blue wire. And finally, the green wire from your isolator is for your right turn signal. It's going to go on the blue wire with the pink stripe. Now be careful here. There's actually two of them that are similar. One has a wider pink stripe. The other one has a very thin pink stripe. The thin pink stripe is the one we're looking for. Next, I'll take the isolator grounding wire and ground it to the point on the tank. Now I'll clean all this up and I'll run the big red wire to a fused 12 volts. I happen to have a fused power module in the fairing, so that's where I'm going to run this line. This particular isolator uses an extension. I'm going to protect the wires by putting a plastic sheath over it, and I'm going to feed it in between the inner and outer fender, and I'll tie it down and secure it below. There we go, all done. Everything is buttoned up, and I'm going to use my trailer wire test light to show you that everything is working fine. Main power will turn on my running lights. This is my left turn signal, right turn signal, brakes, hazards, and off. Well, that's it for another video. Thank you very much for joining me. Ride safe, have fun, and we'll see you next time.